Hi, Sandra here from Create in Spain. Today I'm going to do a little video for you on how to make a stencil from a stamped image. Now obviously be aware that this is for your personal use only. It is not for you to sell on stencils. It is just for you to be able to use your images in a slightly different way. So assuming you have a stamp that you've made yourself or you've purchased, and you want to be able to maybe make it bigger or something like that, which of course with a stamp you can't alter the size of it. So maybe you want to do that, or maybe you want to just make it into a stencil so you have a few more variations that you can make. So here is how you would do it. First of all, you need to stamp your image in really good black ink onto a white background and then scan it. If your image isn't very crisp, I suggest going over the edges with a nice clean marker and make sure it is as crisp as you can possibly manage it. Then when you do your scan, you can import it into your cutter software, you can resize it to whatever size you so wish and get it ready. Now, assuming that this is my image, which I have brought in, what do I need to do next? Well, first of all, I'm just going to make sure that this is actually grouped, which mine is, okay, just for the moment at least. And then I want to put a box around it. Now, you can make it a round, circle, you could make it any shape you like, but generally a rectangle or a square is the shape of choice. And I'm going to take the colour away from that so you can see it. Now it's up to you, you can center it or not, your choice. I generally do center it, but you don't have to. And just make that a group again. So if you were to cut that out as a stencil, it would be fine, not a problem. Some stencils, or some stamps I should say, won't easily transform into a stencil like this. With some of them, you might possibly need to put an offset on it and then to do a path exclude and get a stencil from things that way. It depends very much on the image that you have. Now bear in mind, if you do have to do that, you need to put your offset on when the image is the size that you want it. If you put your offset on when the image is really big and then you downsize it, your offset is going to be downsized as well, and you could find you've got something with too fine a line on it. So be aware of that before you do your design. So I have my basic stencil, but hey, that's a bit boring, isn't it? What if I want to make it into a multi-layer colour stencil? It's very easy to do, but what you need to do is put in a couple of things in place before you do anything else. And what you need to do is to, if you're lazy like me, go to your alphabet and type a letter X. So there we go. I'm going to make this a bit smaller, and then I'm going to go to Object and Duplicate, and I want 3 of these. You're thinking that's a strange number, but there is a method between my madness, I can assure you. So one of these I'm going to put in that corner, and then I'm going to put another one in that corner. They don't have to go in corners, they just need to be on there, really. It doesn't make too much difference. And then I'm going to put this one down here. And I'm not even going to put it in the center, I'm going to put it down there. Why do I want 3, not 4? Well, the simple reason is if you have a stencil which could go up one way, could go up the other way, but isn't actually a symmetrical stencil, it'll make a great deal of difference whether you put it up the right way or not. And if you have 3 of these markers, you know that those 2 are the top, that's the bottom, or vice versa, whichever way you're doing it. You have a way of differentiating the top from the bottom without doing anything else. So I'm going to break all this apart, and now I'm just going to group it all together. The reason I did that is because I want to take bits out of this at some point, and I've just got it grouped at the once. It just makes life easier. So this one I'm now going to go to Object, where we are, Duplicate, here we are, and maybe I want 4 of these. Maybe I want 4 colours, so I want 4 layers. That's the reason around it. So I'm just going to go to View and then Fit to Window. And you'll see here that I have one that I've already done. This one doesn't have the markers on it, by the way. This is one I did previously. So all you need to do is to take each individual layer, ungroup it, remove the bits that you don't want in that layer. In this case, I removed everything except these oval bits. And then group it again and move on to the next layer. So it's as easy as that, and you can do this as many times as you like. When it comes to matching them all up, it will be easy because you'll have these markers cut and you'll be able to line those up and know that your stencil is perfectly aligned for each individual colour. So that's how you do it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care now. Bye bye.